Thank you very much for staying with us. I'm Gary Al Smith, and this is The Sport. In our first story, as we headline, former Black Star Sule Muntari, now with Heart of Oak, says he's open to a return to the senior national team. He's 37 now, and he's made 84 appearances for Ghana, and in that time scored 20 goals. He says he will grab a Black Stars invitation with both hands. He was speaking to my senior colleague, Kwabena Eboa, on GTV Sports Plus.
Well, missing, of course, it's Ghana. Even if I'm in my crutches today and they ask me to come help, definitely I'm going to run and go. Even if I can play, I'll sit there and contribute, you know. The thing is that I can't sit down seeing my country go down. It's the serious passion that I have for football. Whatever I do, what that I do, I put everything in, because I always want to win. And you see the love that is around the people, the market women, the sick ones, and people around the street. They cheer your name and everything. They don't want anything. They just give you that love. So why don't you give it back by putting the effort and making them happy? So that's basically things that I do. And House of Oak fans have been amazing.
Would you want to see Sule Muntari back in national team colours? Well, joining us on the phone is former Ghana midfielder Sam Johnson. Hello, Sam. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I hope you are well.
By His grace, I'm doing good, Gary.
Excellent. So you've had your man, your good friend Sule, as well. Were you surprised when you heard it, first of all?
Oh, no, let me say good evening to everyone who is watching. I think I'm not surprised. But why? Because I'm not surprised because Sule is still playing. He's playing active football right now. And as he said, I hope and pray that before the time, he will be more active than he was from this season. So that, why not, if the coaches, need somebody experienced who's supposed to be maybe sometimes on the field, push the players to say something, because sometimes we need such people on the field when the coach is not there. So if he's joining, I think because he played with them and he's joining them, I don't think it's a problem about that. Or if the coach needs him, I don't think it's a problem.
You've made a good point about, if the coach needs him, but in making that decision, what do you think will be going through the coach's mind? Why would a coach take someone like, Sule Muntari, who is a veteran, but as you said, has not been very active this season? Is there a reason why a coach would do that?
He's active because he's playing. So he's active. So I hope and pray that it will be more, the tempo will be more. And sometimes we shouldn't forget how old is Roger Miller when he went to the World Cup. Sure,
good point. Ronaldo is now 37 as well.
Thank you. So sometimes we throw our guys, out early, but the man is still playing. So each coach needs somebody who is a little bit experienced. Sometimes you need these slow people in the game to cool the game down, in certain positions and other things. And also, he's going to be there, not is there like Sule Muntari that we know that is going to do that magic and all, but he still have it in there. So him with this one touches and long balls and other things, it's always accurate on those things. So, like I said, if the coach wants one best player who is active, I think he can choose Sule as one of the best ones in now. Because all those who came in, he's the only one who is playing active right now.
Yeah.
But if the coach needs somebody like that, why not? Because he's still playing.
Yeah. Actually, Samuel Lincoln was also part of it, and he's still here. So Samuel Lincoln is also around. But let me my final question to you will be that, assuming, we have 26 players to choose from to go to the World Cup. Yeah. Assuming Otto looks at Sule and decides, he's still active, but he's not what I want. Do you think a good plan B will be to add someone like Sule to the backroom staff, assuming Otuado doesn't decide to, get him into the playing body as well?
We can take some people there without playing one match.
Yeah.
We can take some people there without playing even one match. And Sule being there without playing one match, which is still playing football now. Or maybe he's in Ghana playing football. But we take some people there, they don't play even one match, and then they will come home, they take their money, they come home. But Sule will be there, and he can say so many things to the player. He can encourage them in so many ways. Why is he even not playing at all and come back? Because it's not all the 23 or 26 players who is going to play. So for that one there, I'm sure that one will be something good if that chance is there for him to go.
Nice one. Sam, thank you very much for your time.
Man.
Sam Johnson is a former Black Stars midfielder reacting to the news that Sule says he's open to coming back to the Black Stars. Still on football, and the Ghana Football Association President Owuraku has charged Ghana's Black Princesses, that's the under-20 women's national team, to target the ultimate as they go and play in the FIFA World Cup. The Black Princesses, courtesy a 5-1 aggregate victory over Ethiopia earlier in March, qualified for this year's event that will be held in Costa Rica. And the sports minister also spoke at the same meeting. He wants the princesses to leave a mark at the global showpiece.
And we can only make our nation great and strong if we are focused on the vision to excel at the World Cup, the vision to go beyond the group stage, and the vision to touch the trophy. It's a vision which is achievable if we remain focused and if we align ourselves to the technical advice from the technical team. For us at the Football Association, we'll continue to give you all the needed support. Obviously, when you see the two big men in sports, not in football, in sports, that should tell you that the entire country is strongly behind your campaign. I'm not supposed to deliver the message from His Excellency the President. The right man is here. But once you see the two men here, it means Ghana is supportive of what you're doing. And when you go out there to battle to represent Ghana, you will not be alone. The entire country will be with you. We will continue to give you the needed support to ensure that we will be battle ready when the Knights of the Whistle invite us for the first game of the tournament.
Moving on, and currently ongoing in Morocco is the 2022 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. They've reached the quarter-final stage, and there are really interesting games to look forward to. Ghana did not make it to the tournament, of course, but the games have been great. Zambia, Senegal will begin, and Morocco versus Botswana will be there. Cameroon versus Nigeria, that is a heavyweight clash. South Africa, easily the best team in the first round, versus Tunisia, also will play. And it starts tomorrow, by the way. The quarterfinal starts tomorrow. Moving on, and former GFA Communications Director Ibrahim Sani Dara has attributed the Black Stars' recent struggles to the Black Starlets, recent struggles to the failure of football academies to make their players available. He's been explaining why the junior national teams in general have not been doing well recently. He was on the Joy Sports Link.
The academies in Ghana have made it a point that they will not release their players to our junior national teams because scouts will come to the national teams and steal their talents. That is a fact. So in our recent junior national teams, you don't see players from the Right to Dream Academy, from WAFA, and all the rising good academies we've seen in the country. Because when they go to the under-17 national teams or under-20, this is where the scouts will come. Because as players that are minors, these academies cannot tie them to contracts. Meanwhile, these academies have kept these players in their teams for 8 years, 8 to 10 years, feeding these players morning, afternoon, evening, hospital, education, sending them abroad to play in international tournaments. Then when it is time for the under-17 team, a scout comes, goes to see the parents. And you know, a lot of these parents, Ghanaian parents, excuse me to say, they've had these issues for a very long time. Somebody's been looking after your child for 8 years, 8 to 10 years, feeding him, some of them giving them international education that, Matt, you and I did not have. Because the education at the Right to Dream Academy is perhaps even at the same level as GIS. Because they are taking A-levels, British A-levels, SAT, and the rest. We did not have, our parents could not afford that. Then a scout will come to the National Under-17 team camp, sees 1 or 2 talents, goes to go and see the parents of the player. This is 20,000 or 30,000 euros. Let the player come out of the system. Because as a minor, you cannot tie him to a contract.
Sure.
They take them away. So which academy will release its player and then be subjected to this when they've also invested for this number of years? And I think that it's one area that the FA must engage the academies again, because there have been a lot of engagements with the academies in the past over these over their their reluctance to release players to the junior national teams. If we are able to engage with them again, we can get these players to be available, and then we can see that, we've got talents.
Right, so Ibrahim Sanidara speaking there. We'll take a break, but when we come back, we'll take you back 5 years ago to an inauspicious day when footballers and players lost their lives. And then we get some reaction from you on the Sule Muntari story. Stay with us. I live on Joy News. Thanks for staying with us on The Sport. I'm Gary Al Smith. On this day in 2017, Asante Kotoko lost their Deputy Equipment Officer, Kofi Asari, after a fatal accident on the Accra-Kumasi Highway. It's been difficult recounting it every year, but I'm here to disappoint you again. To recount the story is Mubarak Haruna, and not much has been done since.
July 12th, 2017. A day all Asante Kotoko faithfuls will never forget. 5 years ago, the Kotoko team bus with 18 players and about 12 officials on board was involved in a fatal accident on the Accra-Kumasi Highway. The tragic incident occurred after a Ghana Premier League match away to Interlies at the Owuraku Stadium. The bus ran into a stationary vehicle at the Nkoko Dual Carriage Road at night, leaving the Deputy Equipment Officer Thomas Obin Kofi Asari dead. Head coach at the time, Steve Pollack, midfielder Olenu Ashite, and bus driver Nana Birch suffered serious injuries. The team driver Birch suffered multiple fractures in the neck and leg, resulting in 3 surgeries at the Ampofo Nochi Teaching Hospital before he was discharged 4 months after the incident. Steve Pollack also twisted the neck and broke the right knee. He also spent a month at the hospital after undergoing knee surgery. Olenu Ashite suffered a broken rib and spent days receiving treatment at the hospital. Following the incident, the club set out to pay compensation to the victims of the accident, but was largely unfulfilled, with some victims of the accident resulting to legal action. Last year, April, former coach Steve Pollack sued the club for compensation totaling $16,000. The club also decided to put a stop to night travels as part of measures to prevent a repeat of the accident which occurred 5 years ago.
Who couldn't buy a goal? Anyway, to some athletics, and very shocking story. Somali-born British long-distance runner Mo Farah, or Sam Mo Farah, I'll give you that, has revealed to the BBC that he was trafficked into the UK and forced to work as a domestic servant. Now, his revelation comes in a new documentary where Farah also revealed that his name is actually not Mo Farah, as has been thought for nearly 40 years. It is Hussein Abdi Kahim. It's a very interesting story, and he says he's going to tell his story no matter the consequence, after having lived so long with such an identity. Anyway, already our first story is getting reaction on social media. Muntari saying that he's open to the Black Stars. What do you think? Don't forget to also join the conversation. But on Twitter, it's trending. And let's see what people are saying. about that, whether they want to see. All right, so this is the first reaction. Ben Carter says, not gonna happen. Let's see the other quote tweets from there. Yeah, he says, my baby, brown chalk cookie says, my baby for life, no Muntari, no Black Stars, period. And this is a nod to what Sule Muntari's late mom said back in the day, where she said, if Sule Muntari does not play in the team, there will be no Black Stars. And this is why you are greater than Essien, says the great Dyke. More reaction to this story on our Twitter. Hajia Kande Bano. That's his late mother's name. And she said no Sule, no Black Stars. Contribute to what exactly Kwesi_Thumbs wonders. Nyamim Pegu Papa Kojo chimes in. Alexander also says something else. Nago de Baba Etiam Togbenu says in reaction, I Frank simply says, Apeto. Right. Few more. Legend deserves a slot. Engineer Frips Kofi Ponsa says, this one says, our own Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Edem Dems says, wife Oyebua clearly does not like what he's seen. He says, I beg. Sule Muntari really has Ghana at heart. Yardan office as well. And Massa, we move on. Jethro reckons Sule's time is done. What do you think? Head over to our Twitter at Joy Sports GS and join the conversation. It's trending on social media already. So get us also on Facebook. We are quite active there. And on our hashtag, Instagram, also there as well. Thank you for your time here on The Sport. We keep the conversations going online and offline. And so please follow the rest of the Joy Sports team. I'm Gary Al Smith. We'll see you tomorrow.